So, Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, I think it's amazing. I love it. Is it as cool as NES Remix? It's got its pros and cons. But what I will say is that it really does get old that Nintendo just decides to not put features in that you think would pretty much be obvious to put in. So, there is no way to look at, as far as I know, and unless if there's an update or something, there is no way to look at your friends' scores. Why? Why can't I look at my friends' scores? And then when it comes to the online competitions, you fight people's ghosts. Why can't I look at my friends' ghosts? Nintendo is very good at almost hitting the mark when it comes to online. They do far better than what they used to do. NES Remix, you used to have to see like random posts to try to see like high scores and stuff. So it's a little better in that regard because there's an actual like ranked mode thing, but it's still only designated to 5 different challenges every week. I'd like to just be able to see people's like it'd be cool if there was a competition weekly. Yes. But for the missions in the game in general, I would like to be able to look at the high scores. At least my friends. I do not understand why you can't do that. And then you could say like, well, it's not a full price game, whatever. It doesn't matter. Nintendo still just doesn't do that anyway. There's most of the time, if they have online, they're missing the mark somewhere. So with this one, the game's a lot of fun, but the whole point of it, the entire point of it, is to keep getting a better time. And like I said, I still like the game. It's a good game. And it's honestly like the perfect game to just kind of like play for a little bit and then shut it off. And I don't know, I find it fun. I do a couple of the challenges, I shut it off. I go on there, I'll do like the new weekly challenges, I'll shut it off. I'll do some of the like online, you verse the ghost thing a little bit and I'll shut it off. It's fun. I'm definitely going to get my money's worth out of it. But I'd have a lot more fun if I could see my friends' scores. And I just don't really understand why Nintendo still is just so far behind when it comes to that stuff. I feel like if any of the competitors made this game, it would have exactly what you think it would have. I was going to say there'd be achievements. This game pretty much has achievements. There's like a pin collection thing. This pretty much has achievements. But then the online, it would just have all of the stuff that you would expect. You could probably play with your friends for one. That I don't even like think about that. When it comes to Nintendo, for me, it's just like, well, if it's there, awesome, but I never expect it because that's just how they are. As soon as they showed local co-op, I was in no way expecting them to show that you could also do that online. So that's whatever, but it's still frustrating. It'd be cool if you could just play it online with people. So of course the versus thing is against ghosts, which is frustrating because when I win, it's like, well, how did I win? Because I'm versing ghosts, so basically it's like just luck that I got versed with people that I got a better time than. Whereas, it could just be completely random, but still, like, I'd like the live action of versing people live and knowing if I won or lost. But it being ghosts, it just more or less just feels like, well, kind of got... Well, I shouldn't just say lucky, but if I'm not getting like the ultimate top score, then I kind of am getting lucky because it just depends on what ghosts they pick. I don't know how they go through picking the ghost data, but I don't know. It's just not as fun. Whereas if you get versed against a bunch of like people live, you actually feel like you won. They'd be like playing a basketball game and, well, okay, let's just say free throws. Cause how would you verse people if they're not there? Let's say it's free throws. Like you're trying to get a certain amount of free throws in like 100 seconds or something. And you just have a list of the scores. No, you don't even know the list. There's a list of like 20 people and then they just give you 5 random ones you have to beat. That's just so, it's not as fun as if like you had those people all in the room and you're reversing them live, not scores that were set like days ago. I know that there's different, circumstances where like there's ultimate high scores, you try to beat it. But the whole point of this thing is that it's a competition. So I just don't get why it has to be ghost data. And then when it comes to general high scores, they almost nailed it because the weekly challenges are pretty cool, where you can actually see the top ranked replay. That's really cool. But I can't compare with my friends. And it just tells me what my rank is. Which, like, thank goodness it actually tells you your rank, because Smash Bros. Does the opposite with GSP. It tells you the opposite. You're ranked 14 million. Okay, well, I don't know how many people are playing, so I don't exactly know where I'm at. But anyway, so at least it's an upgrade from that. But I still wish that when it comes to the main, like, the game with all the game mode with all the missions, it'd be really cool if you could see individual high score lists for that. Like, you have the weekly competitions and then you have that. Because I would probably grind it and see like how good of a time I could get on some of them. But since there's no leaderboard on those, I don't really have a point. If I get S rank, I'm kind of done. It's just annoying because it would literally just add longevity to the game if there were just normal leaderboards. Oh, and by the way, unless if they change this when like they're done doing this, because I'm assuming at some point they're not going to have the weekly competitions. I'm assuming at some point they'll be like, yeah, like that's it for it. Like, or I don't know, or maybe then it starts to cycle through the same missions. I don't know, but you can't look at the past one. So I did the first one, I did the second one. Now they're on the third one. I can't look at my scores from the first one. So thank goodness I took a picture of it, because one of them I got ranked 325. I can't look at that anymore. That's dumb. I should be able to just cycle through them, which I was hoping you'd be able to do. But of course you can't. So I better make sure I always check when it's over and take a picture of it, any of the ones that I'm happy with, because apparently I can't go back. And it sucks too, because I kind of doubt they're going to update this game, because it's just it's a $30, not their full price, not their full-fledged, like, we're going to have all of our pistons going game, I'm assuming, since it's 30. So I'm not really expecting any updates for it. But it's just a shame, because it's a lot of fun and it could just be so much better by just adding. And I know I had mentioned like being able to play online with people. At the very least, this whole game is about beating scores and getting fast times. Why in the world can you not see your friends' scores? And why in the world can you not see leaderboards for each mission? That, to me, is ridiculous. I don't get it. Like, sure, it'd be a lot of leaderboards because there's a lot of missions. But okay. I mean, I don't think they're going to add missions. So what's there? It'd be fun to grind and just get better times. And if you could at least see your friends' times, I'm sure I could find somebody where it's like, I get a score and then they want to beat it, and then I want to beat theirs, and then they want to beat mine. It just adds longevity. But whatever. Nintendo, I'm hoping for the next console, they don't have this issue. I'm sure they will to some degree, but I just hope that since every console, it seems like they've been getting better and better. I hope the next one, they're just so close to being there that it's fine. There's like one little thing they miss out on, and it's like, whatever. But I don't know. I think this game could have been more than what it is. Like I said, I think it's fun, but it's lacking features that I think should just be there.